Bruce Lee JKD, Jeet blocking techniques. Now, see, I almost find it funny when I say blocking because Jeet is such kind of like an assault and an offensive art, right? It's not our philosophy. We don't do a lot of blocking. Not that blocking is bad.
Correct.
It's just the main philosophy of JKD is to end a fight as quickly as possible, as direct as possible.
Correct.
But in case we still need to train how to defend and we still have know the techniques. So what are some of the blocking techniques in JKD?
And blocking, and as you said, it's an offensive art. So you're hitting on every single motion. In all actuality, there is no blocking.
Yeah.
However, you change that method because a block feels like a rigid stop, right? You're stopping some momentum with force. Now, we utilize force and you use that against the opponent. So it's usually a parry is more effective, or divert the energy is how we would discuss it, divert the pressure. So if there was a punch, as an example, you throw one punch, we're not going here, right? Or we're not going here. Now, a lot of different methods out there, they talk about that's effective because you're hitting pressure points.
Yep.
That's very good. However, in the sense of what we're doing, we're just trying to adapt, staying fluid, and continue hitting. So a great way to look at this is if I did strike this way, Dan has the opening right here. He sees it. He's going to fire right to the body. Okay? In fact, you can keep it so smooth that, for example, he throws that punch, I block it, he hits right here, right up against my arm. I'm sorry, deflecting.
Oh, deflecting? Okay.
Yeah, so you're deflecting on the inside.
This way?
Yes. That's right there. And all he did is adapt to it. He just went around it.
Yeah, because we've done enough sticking.
Yeah.
If I hit,
I go here,
boom, right there.
And it's right there. So you imagine when we're talking about be water, my friend, you're always saying that at the end of your clips. You're being like water. You're going around that rock.
You're flowing through, you find cracks through it.
Yeah, and you're maintaining the focus point by, again, diverting the energy. He ends up getting hit. Now, I could do the same thing. If, let's say, I intended him to attack me.
The second.
Right, because if I throw a punch, he's responding, and I can do the exact same thing. So we can look at it from both angles. But if I was a bit slower and he has better sensitivity, he finds it.
Boom.
I get hit. So you can see how he just ends up hitting. You just hit. So as far as another defense or another diversion, so
see this angle, right?
Yeah.
That.
So if you can see that, you throw the punch, and this is my parry. And only don't want to leave the perimeter of the body. It's just right here, just enough. Okay. If that's the case, I'm just parrying, and I can hit right back. Now that's 1-2 motion. What I don't want to do is be used to doing the parry. Instead, I'd rather just hit.
So hit at the first beat.
Correct.
Yeah. So we might train like this, but really it's
just straight on through.
Right.
So my block is actually the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the hit. So it's right here. So instead of me going 1-2 or 1-2, I'm going 1.
Right there.
Yeah. Just 1. Boom.
And then see what's at this point hitting from the outside, right?
Yeah.
Cutting in. Now see with the body mechanics. So this is important because this is a Wing Chun structure, right?
Yes.
So this is the elbow in. So if we do it wrong, what happens?
I still get hit.
You can see that. See if the elbow is up this way, like a typical jab, then you get hit. And that's also why we hit with vertical fists, right?
Right.
Or slightly turn this way.
Yeah, it depends on who has the longer arm at that reach, because if Dan did have the longer arm, I get hit. If I did, I might be lucky.
I get hit.
But Dan has a good base to where he's just going to move forward with that, and he's going to step forward. He's going to dissipate this hand. But if I wanted my structure to be good, I control it on the way in.
Yeah, right there.
Okay? If he threw a long punch and I'm throwing a long punch, I can go right over it. Okay? But let's say you threw the rear punch. Again, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm punching. My block is this sword. Okay? I'm going here and cut. He does the other hand, same thing. Okay? Now, it depends on where you're going with this too. I mean, you can literally go on the top for leverage or on the inside to deflect. He throws another punch, same thing, and he throws another punch. I can be on the outside. So here's what I see is you got two arms, you can hit on the inside, you can hit on the outside.
Yep.
Okay, on either angle. And that's where you find it. You just throw the punch here, here,
and
here,
you see
or here.
receiver structure here. At the end, when the punch is coming forward,
Right.
if you can see the camera, the energy is getting deflect. So it's not like that, it's that. And also I see like common mistakes I see people make. Sometimes they're thinking about, oh, I'm gonna deflect.
Right.
No, you're thinking about hitting. It happens to deflect. You're not thinking of, you think of, ooh, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. No, it's still a hit, right? Very, very common mistake.
Yeah. So yeah, the title may say blocking, but it's not blocking. It's to introduce to you what Jeet Kune Do is about. It's not to block, it's to hit.
To hit.
Find an opening and just be like water.
Yeah. See, what about some low end and someone like throws a uppercut or like?
So depending on how,
Like
I
a low
mean,
punch.
your reaction is going to determine how that's going to deflect. So if you threw that low punch, I may deflect in here and then just come right back
Right
and
there,
hit.
right.
Now, if I had a good base and I saw that coming, I could probably stop it and still hit if he's hitting low. I mean, to do something like this is you're turning a little bit more in basis of, okay, I'm going to block the guy, okay, or I'm going to meet with him. But if you looked at it this way, at the same time, okay?
There.
That's how you would work on it.
Yeah.
This requires a little bit of the tools here. And if you wanted to talk about four corners, the Wing Chun structure is here, right?
Yeah.
And they look at it from here. They got the high gate, the low gate, front and rear. Whereas in Jeet Kune Do, it kind of blades. So it's a little different.
Yeah. So when they're practicing, at first, what's the first step in terms of, like if they're practicing with a partner or even a wooden dummy, whatever it is, do they just practice this first, kind of get it down, and then second stage you can learn how to
Yeah, what I
insert?
would recommend is your partner can actually feed you
Let's say,
punches.
let's say this is even the wooden dummy.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally start from here and use this as a cross parry, right, to help you deflect on the inside. You throw that one punch, I'm just gonna guide it back this way and I hit towards your
Do it
nose.
slow. Do it slow. Don't.
Here,
Right. Boom.
here. This is a good way of you getting used to using two hands at once. So that way,
And this is the main hand. This is the main hand that's doing the reflecting, not this one. This is like a backup. Very, very critical. Right, you can see just Sifu right there,
okay,
right?
this is just a drill.
Yeah.
Getting used to finding the deflection on the inside.
Yeah. So I'm punching the center line. You can see I'm punching the center line, right? So as a training partner, I'm not trying to punch this side, because that's being a bad partner, right? I'm punching in the middle.
Right.
I'm punching in the middle. I'm punching in the middle. So your Sifu here, your training partner has to deflect, right? Has to deflect.
This is the best way to start learning how to deflect on the inside. If he hits, I can off-step that, okay? Now, how often are you gonna find somebody throwing a straight punch? Not very often, but it starts making you better. It starts making you more edgy. So if you did through like maybe a curve, you do the same thing, just stepping off to the side. And you just follow up with this one, okay? So if he is good at throwing that punch, it's the same idea. He does a straight punch,
It's just tighter.
this one works, and it's just much tighter. It's making you much more effective in the way you strike on somebody throwing a punch.
Yeah.
You find the openings from a distance, and you recognize those, and you'll find it.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the Bruce Lee JKD blocking techniques, or when the philosophies of blocking and the defense and offense. So practice this, but also understand why we do it certain way. It's always an attack. Everything that we do, we always try to find the opening, because we don't want to drag on too long. 1, 2, 3. The longer we drag on, the more more dangerous it is, right? The more risk that we take on. So comment below, let us know what questions that you have. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, turn on notification, give us a thumbs up right there, and check out our other videos on the right side as well. Until next time, be water, my friend.